afternoon. Just a couple of announcements before we begin. Welcome to those who are joining us through the live stream. If you're here, we ask that you please turn your cell phones to off or silent, and we ask that you keep your mask on throughout the service, even if you're getting up to the podium. Thank you. Would you please rise?
Please be seated. Good afternoon. My name is Reverend Anne-Louise Janaway, and I welcome each one of you to this celebration of life for Marina Rosina Carleton. It's always a privilege to enter intimately into the lives of families at the time of a death, and to journey with them through the grief of losing a loved one. And so I thank you for the honor of officiating at this service. We have come together to give thanks for the life of Marina and to remember the ways her life touched ours. We have also come to share the sorrow of those who mourn and to offer them our love and our support. And as we celebrate Marina's life this afternoon, I invite you to bring all that you have and all that you are. Give yourself permission to cry or to laugh or just to be reflective. The first part of our service, I'd like to invite Kyle, one of Marina's grandchildren, to come forward and light a memorial candle to celebrate the deep love that the family had for their mother and grandmother and great-grandmother. Thank you, Kyle. In lighting this candle, know that even though your loved one is no longer here with you, you will always carry memories of her in your heart. There'll be a hole in your hugs from now on, but she will always remain a part of you, and I know that you will honor her by carrying on with the gifts and the love that she has given you. And now let us take some time to celebrate the remarkable life that Marina had. Thank you, Kevin, for providing some background and lovely details about your mom's life and legacy. I got to know her in a small way and really admire her gifts and her values. Marina was married at the age of 17 and had a family of 4 by age 21. Then another 2 shortly after that. What a busy mother she must have been. While the family were never rich, Marina ensured that you all had food to eat and clean clothing to wear. And of course, that homework was done. She instilled strong life values and ethics in all of her children. And when the children did what the children did with them after that was their responsibility. And when they strayed from her teachings, she stayed out of their business and allowed them to hopefully learn from their mistakes. Later in life, I think this is quite remarkable, Marina became quite worldly, traveling around Europe and Asia while living in Saudi Arabia. And I understand that she was a staunch liberal right up to the end, even if most of you weren't. It made for some good-hearted teasing and ribbing both ways. The political interactions with her children were always entertaining when visiting her. Kevin says that one of her most proud moments was when she got her driver's license around the age of 40, and then her husband got her a car. She now had some newfound freedom. While she didn't put a lot of miles on the car, only 20,000 kilometers in 10 years, she loved it because she could go when and where she wanted to go. When she had to give up driving due to poor health, this made her quite sad and really missed the freedom to just get up and drive to the mall or go to visit her daughter Susan. And she devotedly looked after her husband in his later years as his health began to fail him. And when he passed on, she was a little lost. However, she kept herself busy with her local crafty ladies club and attending seniors exercise classes at the Parkwood Medical Center. And of course, CNN and Donald Trump were on the top of her list of entertaining pastimes. I can imagine. What are we doing now without Donald? She loved to see her grand and her great-grandchildren. She loved and was so proud of them all. She will be greatly missed by all of her family. Because of COVID restrictions, we are limited by the numbers of people who could be here today. But let us remember Marina's extended family members, dear friends, neighbors, and the caregivers who looked after her when she was ill. Everyone's journey is unique, as was Marina's. Sometimes life is hard, sometimes wonderful and busy. As you continue to celebrate Marina's life, may you live out the gifts and values that she shared with others. Her commitment to family, strong sense of integrity and ethics, her strength and her courage, and her struggles with dementia at the end. And remember the laughter, her big heart, the stories and good times with family and friends. Keep those gifts of body, mind, and spirit, which were uniquely Marina's, in your heart, and may this bring you peace. Amen. Now I'm going to call on one of Marina's sons, Sean, to give a eulogy. Sean.
Thank you. I'm a good millennial. I'm using technology. Mom was born and grew up in a little town called Brownsburg, about 100 kilometers northwest of Montreal. Her father, Ernie Gagne, was French-Canadian, and her mother, Kate, a Scottish immigrant. She was a self-described tomboy growing up, active in sports, and she loved swimming. In a story she liked to tell, she wore eyeglasses from a young age, and her rough and tumble childhood years used to get her in trouble. Glasses were expensive, and she broke them a few times. She said that with a little creativity, and I would say with just a hint of deviousness, she managed to avoid Grandpa's, and we all remember Grandpa's wrath after breaking her glasses once again. Mom had been arguing with her older brother Gerald and provoked him to push her while carefully wearing her broken glasses. As soon as he nudged her, the glasses fell. "Dad, Gerald broke my glasses." Uncle Gerald forgave her, eventually. Mom was an attractive lady. When she was young, she was quite the beauty, a real fox. She caught the eye of a city slicker musician from Montreal, John Carleton, and John caught her eye with his dashing good looks and the smooth sounds of his crooner voice. The courtship was fast, and Mom married Dad when she was still in her teens. They didn't waste any time making the church proud with 6 kids. Mom said the first time she voted, she had 4 kids in tow. She was married to Dad for 56 years until his passing. Mom was beautiful, smart, funny, and an avid reader of everything. She liked to have a good time, especially with her family around. She loved a good joke, her laugh was infectious, and her hiccups epic. What really defined Mom was her family. There were some difficult years, and she sacrificed and worked hard to keep her large family fed, clothed, and together. But that never changed. Recently, Susan and Kevin were play arguing in the nursing home. She heard them and yelled, "Don't be against each other." Mom was proud of and loved each one of her kids. She defended each of us from any slight and celebrated our successes. And she was proud of and loved her 12 wonderful grandchildren and 5 great-grandchildren. Happily, she visited with her very first grandchild, Kelly, and met one of her newest great-grandchildren, Teddy, for the first time just days before leaving us. Mom enjoyed travel, and notwithstanding her modest upbringing in a little Quebec town, the tomboy from Brownsburg, Quebec, would eventually leave for a life in Ontario and later Alberta, undoubtedly her best years. When all but one of her children had left home, she, Dad, and Susan left Canada to live in Saudi Arabia, where Dad worked in the petroleum industry. From Saudi Arabia, she had the opportunity to travel to Europe and Asia. Her most important trips were to visit Rome, to keep an eye on Susan, who was attending boarding school there. Mom said she needed 2 eyes for the job. Eventually, Dad and Mom returned to Canada and retired here in London. There was one more trip outside Canada when she joined Lynn's and my families for a vacation to Disney World in Florida. She was game for the wildest rides with her grandkids Kelly and Elizabeth. Mom's last big trip, though, was to her beloved Alberta with Susan and her family. None of us really know why, but she had a dream to visit the Royal Tyrrell Dinosaur Museum in Drumheller. Susan's husband, Dave, asked her if she was there looking for her ancestors. Mom had a big laugh. Dave had a bruised lip. That museum visit was probably the longest in history. Mom read every plaque on every museum piece, while Sue and Dave were passed out on a bench waiting for this to end. Seems siblings that live closest to the parents as they age often win the care lottery. And it's special when those siblings happily accept the prize. Sue, with the support of her husband Dave, helped Mom for much of the past 10 years, and especially this past year. Kevin routinely drove over 500 kilometers from his home in Sturgeon Falls to help Mom out and do repairs at Mom's condo and file her tax returns. Susan and Kevin, Mom was hugely grateful. She told me many times how thankful she was having you 2 nearby, even while dreaming of returning to her beloved Alberta. Anyway, I'm not just thanking you on behalf of Mom, I'm thanking you for all of us. You 2 earned your angel wings for sure. With a house full of kids, Mom always had a challenge sitting for a minute. She would be constantly getting up to satisfy someone's needs, only to return and find one of her kids sitting in her seat, grinning. Many of us remember her favorite line, "Would you take my grave as fast?" Well, Mom, we happily look forward to taking our own graves when our time comes, because we'll be seeing you again. In the meantime, give our love to Ernie, Kate, Gerald, and of course John, our dad. I'm going to wrap up with a poem called In Remembrance by Christine Curl. You gave us life to live as we please. You gave us love and support to follow our dreams. Your beauty lives forever deep in our souls. The memory of your love fills our heart, and we are never alone. Goodbye, Mom.
Thank you so much for that lovely eulogy. I'm going to ask Mark, our pianist, to just play a few moments of quiet music. I'm not sure what we are going to be delighted with, but just for a time of reflection and to think about all the things that have been said and the things that you were remembering right now about your mom. Thank you for your gift of music, Mark. For our closing that blessing, please stand as you are able. In the spirit of love, we have gathered In the spirit of love, we depart. As we go from here, take with you your memories of Marina, knowing she will always be in your hearts. For she was a loving and gifted woman who shared so much of herself with her family and this world. May the memories of her be your companion. May they bring laughter and joy when your heart is heavy. May they bring strength when the days are long. May they be a reminder of the gifts of life, so precious and short. Go in peace, for love goes with you. Amen.